Dave made the comment yesterday that if he had a choice, he'd probably move up the Ohio State-Michigan game, just so in the case you guys don't play back-to-back games, Week 12 and then Conference Championship game. Do you have any thoughts on that? Any opinions on whether you like it in that spot or whether you move it?
Personally, I don't think it matters. I think, whatever date that game falls under, then that's when it should be played. We're ready to rock and roll at any time.
Mike, what went into the flag plant at Ohio Stadium last year?
Just emotions. It was just one of those things that it happened in the moment. I can't say that would I do it again. I don't know. It was just one of those things. I was excited. I was happy, and it happened.
Was it something that you had planned, or was it just kind of a spur of the moment idea?
Spur of the moment idea. It wasn't anything to disrespect Ohio State or anything like that. It was just, like I said, I was happy to have went down there and did what we did with my teammates, and it just happened.
Obviously, in your time at Michigan, the tone of that rivalry has really changed to, Ohio State dominating the rivalry to now you guys winning the last couple of years. What do you think it is that you've seen in your time at Michigan that has allowed that rivalry to flip the way it has?
Just the change of culture and just how we attack things. The way we handle our business now, and this is a big credit to Coach Herb. He made sure that we're not letting any opportunity slip away from us, and we're making sure that we do everything to maximize every single day in preparation for big games, little games. Making sure that there's no complacency, and just having the mindset of, we have to go out there and take in order to get what we want.
You talk about that change of culture. Is that just like a different sense of belief, different confidence in the players?
Just small little details, making the small things, in our opinion, the bigger things now. Because, everything matters. Nothing is bigger than the other. And you're not never looking too far ahead. Like I said, a small game is just as important as a big game, because you can't say, oh, I'm going to go prepare for Ohio State because it's Ohio State more than I will prepare for whoever we have week 1, week 2, because you can't get to Ohio State without getting through week 1, week 2. So everything is important to us. All the little details matter, and just, daily finding what else can we do to be a better team.
So what do you remember last year from our matchup with Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I think I probably only had 2 plays against them, maybe. One play was a blocking play. The other was he had caught a reception. But overall, he's a good receiver. I have a huge amount of respect for his game. He's going to be a top pick when he declares. He's a good receiver. One thing I do remember for sure is he's very quiet. I remember wanting him to say something. But that's the type of guy he is. His game is going to speak for him. So I can't wait to match up against him again this year.
Were you trying to get something out of him? Were you trying to?
No, I wasn't chirping at him, nothing like that. It's just, I don't know, maybe I wanted to, see him say something.
Yeah.
But,
When you watched him on film or preparing for that matchup, in case you guys got matched up, was there anything you were thinking, I've got to do something different against him, I've got to do something in particular against him to try to take him away?
No, not really. It was just watching his film, making sure I know what type of releases I'm going to get when the ball is on this side, or the ball's, wherever the ball was, what foot he has, up. Just understanding what his techniques are, how he plays the ball in the air. Are his hands late? Does he jump a lot? Just really studying him as an opponent and using that to help my preparation.
It seems like what he does with the ball in the air is what is kind of special. He's tall, and I know he's got other skills, but that's where he can make a lot of things happen.
Yeah, I think if his spectacular catch rating on Madden was to be rated by me, I think it would be probably in the 90s.
Is he quieter than most? How does this team respond to being picked again, the favorite to win, being in the playoff, already projected to be in the playoff? How do you guard against maybe reading into that too much?
I think the best way is to not even read into it, not pay attention to it. We appreciate what the media does. We appreciate the good things you say. We appreciate the bad thing the media says. It's all motivation at the end of the day. But all we can do is worry about who we have in Schembecker Hall and make sure that everybody in Schembecker Hall is on the same page and everybody's goal is the same goal. making sure that everybody's individual goals only help the team's goals.
Like, I know you're not teammates with Cade McNamara anymore, but just what stood out about being teammates with him when he was at Michigan?
Cade's a guy you can lean on. Cade's a guy that rubs off on you. Honestly, the leader I am is, definitely comes from Cade. Like, I was around Cade a lot. I definitely picked up on some of his traits. Cade's a guy that came in with a lot of confidence. I came to Michigan because of Cade. He was probably 95% of the reason I came to Michigan. I won't say 95, I'll say about 85. Of course, coach, the culture, everything like that. But Cade's a huge reason why I came to Michigan. When I was committed to Virginia Tech, he texted me and was like, if you come to Michigan, we'll win a Big Ten championship together. I'm 18 years old. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? How does he know? Whatever. I decided to believe him, and he stood on that. We won our first Big Ten championship in 21. But he's a brother to me. I'll always wish him the best of luck wherever he is, and I hope he has a great season. And hopefully we can see each other right here in the stadium.
Mike, there's reports out there that Coach Harbaugh is going to be suspended potentially for as many as 4 games. How do you think the team will react on Saturdays if their head coach is on the sidelines?
We'll say great. We'll go out there and play the football that he wants us to play. I know whether he's there or not, he's going to be happy. Happy to watch us playing. Not happy to not be coaching if he's not there, but we're going to go out there and do what he'd want us to do.
Blake said he feels like $1 million ready for camp to start. How beneficial is it for you guys to just have him back?
Coach Harbaugh?
No, Blake.
Oh, Blake.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's over there saying
yeah.
He feels like $1 million. He's ready to start camp. How beneficial is it to have him back this season?
Great. I mean, I'm glad he's back. He looks like $2 million at the moment. But he's been doing a great job with his recovery. He's been attacking the workouts. I'd say Blake looks the best he's ever looked since he's been here. So I'm excited to go out there and take the field with him this year, and I can't wait to see what he does.
How can that elevate you guys too? I mean, what he did last year before he got hurt. I mean, to finish 7th in the Heisman voting, and then he got hurt essentially. I mean, how can that elevate you?
For the offense, I think, a good way for them to look at it is, we have 2 potential Heisman candidates in that, offensive backfield with Blake coming back. I'd say even 3. Donovan Edwards, please don't sleep on him. But Donovan, Blake, and JJ, like, those are 3 guys that can potentially win a Heisman, in my opinion. So, if that doesn't drive them enough, then I don't know what will drive them. But I feel like our offense is going to do a great job this year.
What does that do for you guys having a 2-headed monster like that, Blake and Donovan in the backfield?
It's like, who do you prepare for? Do we prepare for Blake? Do we prepare for Donovan? Do we prepare for the pass game? I just feel like it gives so many options with having people like that in our backfield, and then we have a great receiver room. We have the old lines coming back. I feel like our offense is going to be a machine this year.
And what are your impressions of JJ and the maybe leap he's taken heading into this year?
I know one thing JJ's been working on daily is his leadership skills. Just trying to continue pushing guys in the right direction. So I think, somebody like me can help him do that, just continuing being around him and, leading him in the right direction, of course.
Mike, you got to know the staff pretty well. If Coach Harbaugh isn't there for those games, how do you think they'll handle the game day itself?
Currently at the moment, I'm not sure. But one thing I know is we're very proactive, not reactive. So when that time comes, everything should be figured out.
Just every team deals with some type of distraction. How does Michigan, just whether it's this or something else, handle the potential for that? How do you guys try to stay focused?
By staying focused. I think, getting too caught up in the what ifs and, all the outside noise is when, teams get led in the wrong direction. Just blocking all that noise and, again, just understanding that at the end of the day, all we have is who's inside of Schembecker Hall.
Is that easier when you were talking about how just a good teammate Cade is, are there any memories that stick out in your mind or things that just speak to how good of a teammate he is?
I would say, during workouts, like, so Kay is a super hard competitor. But during workouts, we have like different challenges. Kay's in there trying to beat everybody, and let's say he loses, he's mad at himself. He's, oh man, but within the next second, he's back cheering a teammate on. One thing Kay did for me, he taught me how to play golf, and he's trash talking me. I have no clue how to play golf, but he's teaching me while trash talking me. So I'm all right. I'm gonna get good one day, and then we could really do this for real. But just a guy who's always willing to help, a guy who's always willing to cheer the next man on, no matter what.
Mike, how have you seen Amarian Walker progress, and what are your first impressions of Josh Wallace?
You said?
How have you seen Amarian Walker progress, and what are your first impressions of Josh Wallace?
So AWOC, he's been doing a great job. He's daily, trying to meet with Coach Klink to learn the playbook. He's always around Will Johnson, trying to work on technique. So I know for a fact he's a guy that wants to get better. Josh Wallace, I think he's a guy who's going to come in and, immediately impact the room in the sense of getting other guys to compete, getting other guys to work hard, and just, giving that extra push, because no one wants a guy to come in and take their spot, but coming in, you want to take somebody's spot. So it's going to just increase the level of competitiveness in the room. But I think there's a good amount of guys right now that could play in that that second cornerback spot. So I can't wait to watch the battle, be a part of the battle during camp, come next week.
Where does Jaden fit in? I know he's been hurt the past couple years a little bit, so fans haven't seen him, but what does he bring to that room?
McBurrows?
Yeah.
He's another one. Give me 1 second.
Sure.
But McBurrows, he's another one. He easily could play nickel. He could play corner. He just, he's working hard every day. He's looking good in the weight room. He just has to continue, doing the necessary things, the small things, and I think McBurrows can easily be a guy starting in the corner spot.
Mike, I apologize if you've already answered this question, but with the possibility of Coach Harbaugh not being the first 4 games, can you talk to me about the impact that that might have?
Right now, we're not really worried about it. Coach hasn't brought it up to us, but at the end of the day, all we can do is just focus on camp coming next Tuesday. We can't worry about right now. Coach is going to be there. Coach wouldn't want us to worry about if he's going to be there. I know he's going to come August 2nd, day 1 of camp. Coach Harbaugh is going to be there, making sure that we're getting prepared, making sure that practice is the best practice we have of camp so far. And then the next practice will be the next best practice. And just, continue worrying about the 24 hours of that day.
He's such a force, though, on the sideline, like during a game. And if he's not there during the game, how do you think that will impact y'all or whatever?
We know he'll be there in spirit. Like I said, it is what it is. If at the end of the day, he's going to want us to go out there and play how he'd expect us to play.
Mikey, a lot of you guys on the inside, your teammates have been talking about Keyshawn Harris. Is that a guy you think on the outside we're going to hear a lot about this year?
Another one. Like I said, there's so many. I could go on and on about the cornerback room of who could play. Shout out to all of our DBs. It's a group of talented guys. But to touch up on Keyshawn Harris, super athletic, super fast, super strong. Not the tallest guy, but he'll play like he's 6'2", 6'3". Great cover guy. His man skills this offseason have grown, but that goes back to him properly preparing himself. Worrying about the small details, making sure that he's doing the little things right daily, and the more he prepares himself, the more it'll help translate to on field. So, like I said, I could go on and on about every guy in the room of who could potentially be our next corner. I can't wait to see the battle in camp.
You're in that mix. Did you request that, or did they ask you, we need you to come over and be in the corner rotation too?
I was going to do it regardless because I'm a competitor. I like to make guys around me compete. I like the guys around me to make me compete. So whether or not they wanted me to, I was gonna nudge them like I nudged them to play defense.